As far as we know, Susan, security wasn't one of the top topics of conversation at this meeting. What was? Jobs, immigration, China, subtopics including infrastructure, education, repatriation of foreign cash. The meeting was friendly and productive. What do you make of what we know so far about this dialogue?
Well, certainly people were looking to see what the tone of this interaction has been, or would be like. We've seen that Donald Trump has taken a bit of a hostile tone during the campaign towards Silicon Valley, and so certainly people were heartened to see the more conciliatory, productive engagement that we saw today. I think now people will really be focused on what exactly President-elect Trump's policies are going to look like, and how those might interact with Silicon Valley's business interests.
So, obviously they're starting out on a friendly note here, but let's talk about the issues where they clash, immigration, encryption, a wide variety of social issues. How do you expect Silicon Valley and Washington to find common ground?
Right, so certainly there are areas of commonality. So Donald Trump has expressed a strong anti-regulatory instinct. This is something that comports with Silicon Valley's broad objections to sort of onerous regulations. However, there are issues in which there are very wide divides between the president-elect and sort of Silicon Valley writ large, and those are issues that are going to emerge over the next 12 months. So you mentioned encryption being one of them, the question of lawful access, whether or not law enforcement or the intelligence community can access encrypted communications. During the Apple FBI controversy back in February, Donald Trump actually called for a boycott of Apple products, suggesting a very strong sort of anti-tech position. So whether or not he will push more extreme versions of legislation, certainly that's a possibility. There's also areas that are not directly related to technology policy, but as you mentioned, immigration. We keep hearing this term innovation. They talked a lot about innovation. Donald Trump tends to be talking about job creation. Silicon Valley has viewed the use of HB1 visas, attracting foreign talent, as being really key to their innovation strategy. Obviously, the president-elect's immigration policies potentially will be quite consequential to that industry.
What about when it comes to cybersecurity? We've been reporting a new hack that Yahoo has discovered on its systems that happened in 2013. This in addition to another hack attack that happened in 2014, affecting, this latest one that we know about, 1 billion users. At the same time, the CIA is saying that Russia not only hacked the U.S. election, but hacked it to the benefit of Donald Trump. What sort of a line do you expect the administration to actually take on cybersecurity, given that some of these hack attacks may have actually helped him?
Right, so I think all of these stories sort of just serve to further highlight that we are at a cybersecurity crisis point. This has been an issue that vexed the Obama administration, and they were never quite able to come up with a comprehensive or fully effective solution. One area in which we would have expected, for example, if Hillary Clinton had ultimately prevailed, to see some progress being made would be in that regulatory space, increasing the FTC's regulatory authority, really to require companies to adopt particular security standards. It's possible that Donald Trump will look instead to places like the Commerce Department, voluntary standards, the NIST framework. Somewhat ironically, that is actually a line that President Obama himself has pushed, really pushing this line that the solutions in cybersecurity is going to come from industry itself.